Have you ever crawled into bed at night, ready for rest, only to find yourself staring at the ceiling, wide awake? Maybe you drift off for a little while, but wake up again at 2 or 3 in the morning, tossing and turning, wondering why good sleep feels so hard to come by these days. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. After 60, sleep can start to feel more like a luxury than a natural part of life. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. The truth is, many of the struggles you might be having at night aren't because your body just can't sleep anymore. Often, they come down to small mistakes you might not even realize you're making. Things that quietly rob you of the deep, refreshing sleep your body needs to heal, recharge, and keep you feeling strong and alert during the day. And the best part is, once you know what those mistakes are, you can fix them tonight. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 bedtime mistakes that often sneak into the lives of people over 60. Mistakes that leave you restless, groggy, and frustrated. More importantly, we'll go over exactly how to fix them, so you can finally wake up in the morning feeling rested and ready for the day ahead. Let's start with one of the most common and honestly, one of the sneakiest mistakes. Using bright screens right before bed. It's tempting, isn't it? You finish dinner, the house is quiet, and you pull out your phone, your tablet, or maybe you're watching a little television in bed. You tell yourself it's harmless. It's just a way to unwind. But here's the problem. Those bright screens give off blue light, and blue light is like caffeine for your brain. It tells your body, hey, it's still daytime. Stay alert. And instead of easing into rest, your brain starts firing up, making it much harder to fall asleep. Imagine this. Your body has its own clock called your circadian rhythm. It depends on signals from light and darkness to know when to rest and when to wake up. By looking at a bright screen at night, you're essentially flipping the switch in the wrong direction, confusing your body into thinking it should stay awake. For someone over 60, whose sleep patterns may already be lighter and more fragile, this can completely throw off your ability to rest. The fix? It's simple. Give yourself at least an hour without screens before bed. Instead of scrolling through your phone, try listening to soothing music, reading a physical book with a warm light, or even just sitting quietly with your thoughts. You'll be surprised at how much faster your body begins to relax when you give it the chance. Now, another mistake that steals sleep has to do with what you drink in the evening. Many people think about caffeine only in terms of their morning coffee, but caffeine can linger in your system for 6 to 8 hours. So that cup of tea with dinner or that little piece of chocolate at night, they might seem harmless, but they can be quietly keeping your body buzzing long after you've climbed into bed. And it's not just caffeine. Alcohol can also trick you. A glass of wine may make you feel drowsy at first, but as your body processes it, alcohol disrupts the deep stages of sleep. That's why so many people find themselves waking up around 2 or 3 in the morning after drinking. Here's what to do instead. If you enjoy a warm drink at night, swap the caffeinated tea for something like chamomile or peppermint, which are naturally calming. And if you like chocolate, treat yourself earlier in the day, so it's out of your system by bedtime. These small shifts might not seem dramatic, but they can mean the difference between waking up groggy and waking up refreshed. Let's move to another mistake that a lot of people overlook. Going to bed at completely different times every night. You might think that as long as you're sleeping enough hours overall, it doesn't matter when you fall asleep. But your body thrives on routine. Think of it like training a pet. If you feed a dog at the same time every day, the dog quickly learns when to expect its meal. Your body works in the same way. When you go to bed and wake up at consistent times, your body learns the rhythm and it starts to naturally prepare for rest. But if one night you go to bed at 9 and the next at midnight, your body gets confused. That confusion often leads to tossing and turning when you'd rather be sleeping. The fix is surprisingly gentle. You don't need to be rigid about it, but try to set a general bedtime and wake-up time that works for your lifestyle, even on weekends. Over time, you'll notice your body easing into sleep more quickly because it knows what to expect. Think of it as giving your body a bedtime routine, just like you might have given your kids or grandkids years ago. What's powerful about these first few changes is that they're simple, but they target the root of so many sleep struggles after 60. It's not about taking a pill or forcing your body to do something unnatural. It's about removing the obstacles that are quietly standing in your way. Once you start putting these into practice, you'll likely feel the difference faster than you expect. Now that we've touched on screens, late-night drinks, and bedtime routines, let's move into another common mistake that so many people over 60 make without realizing it: not paying attention to the bedroom environment itself. Your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary, a place your body associates with peace, calm, and rest. But for many people, the bedroom has slowly turned into a multipurpose room. Maybe you keep the TV on the dresser, or you have piles of papers or laundry waiting to be sorted, or maybe the lighting is too harsh. Even subtle things like the temperature of the room or the type of bedding you use can make a big difference. Here's why this matters. When you step into a cluttered or overly stimulating environment, your brain doesn't shut down. It stays alert. That little pile of unopened mail or the glare of a streetlight coming through the window might not seem like a big deal, but your brain notices it. And instead of sinking into rest, your mind keeps ticking away. That's why it's so important to make your bedroom feel like a sleep-friendly zone. A simple adjustment could be keeping the room slightly cooler, around 65 to 68 degrees, which signals to your body that it's time to rest. Darkness is another powerful cue for sleep, so blackout curtains or even a soft eye mask can help. And if outside noises bother you, a small white noise machine or even the gentle hum of a fan can create a calming background. The goal is to tell your brain, this is a safe, quiet place to rest every time you walk into that room. When you do, your body will start associating the bedroom with sleep, not with stress or activity. Another mistake that quietly robs seniors of sleep is skipping a bedtime wind-down routine. Think about when you were raising kids or grandkids. You probably gave them a routine at night. Maybe it was a bath, a bedtime story, and then lights out. That routine signaled to their little bodies that it was time to rest. As adults, we often stop doing that for ourselves, and then we wonder why our minds are still racing when we hit the pillow. The truth is, your brain needs that signal just as much now as it did when you were a child. If you've been watching the news, talking on the phone, or dealing with worries right up until bedtime, your body hasn't had time to shift gears. It's like trying to go from 60 miles per hour straight down to zero without ever tapping the brakes. You're going to skid and struggle. The fix doesn't have to be complicated. A bedtime routine could be as simple as dimming the lights, brushing your teeth, and then spending 10 or 15 minutes doing something calming, like gentle stretching, reading a few pages of a relaxing book, or practicing slow breathing. The key is consistency. Over time, your brain begins to recognize those cues, and before you even finish your routine, you'll already feel yourself starting to drift. It's almost like training your body to expect rest, and it works surprisingly well. There's also another mistake that affects so many people, and that's going to bed hungry, or on the flip side, going to bed overly full. It's a delicate balance. If you skip dinner or eat too early, you might find yourself lying awake with your stomach growling, which makes it nearly impossible to relax. On the other hand, a heavy meal right before bed forces your body to focus on digestion instead of rest. And as we age, digestion naturally slows down. So eating a heavy meal late in the evening can cause discomfort, heartburn, or restless tossing and turning. The way around this is simple but powerful. Try to finish your main meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, giving your body enough time to digest. If you still feel hungry later, keep a light snack handy, something easy on the stomach like a banana, a small bowl of oatmeal, or a handful of nuts. These kinds of snacks help stabilize blood sugar levels, which can prevent those middle-of-the-night wake-ups that leave you staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. When you start combining these small changes, making your bedroom a true sleep sanctuary, giving yourself a calming wind-down routine, and balancing what you eat at night, you begin to stack the odds in your favor. Sleep isn't just about shutting your eyes and hoping for the best. It's about creating the conditions that allow your body to naturally do what it's designed to do. And when those conditions are right, you'll find that sleep starts to come more easily, more deeply, and with fewer interruptions. We've already gone through some of the most common reasons sleep slips away after 60. But there's one last mistake that often flies under the radar, and it might surprise you. It's carrying your worries and stress to bed with you. You might not think of it as a mistake, because life brings plenty of real concerns: family, health, finances. But the truth is, lying down at night with a head full of unprocessed worries is like trying to fall asleep with a loud radio playing right next to your ear. Your body may be in bed, but your mind is running circles, replaying conversations, thinking about tomorrow, and trying to solve problems that can't be fixed at midnight. Here's something important to remember. The brain needs closure before it can fully relax. If you don't give it that closure, it keeps going, even against your will. That's why people often find themselves wide awake at 3 in the morning, worrying about things they didn't even notice during the day. So what's the fix? It comes down to finding a way to put your mind at ease before your head hits the pillow. One simple technique is journaling. Keep a small notebook by your bed, and before you turn off the light, jot down the thoughts or worries circling in your head. Write them down and tell yourself, "I'll handle these tomorrow." It gives your mind permission to let go. Another calming practice is slow, mindful breathing. Inhale gently through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth, and repeat until you feel your heartbeat steady. Some people also find prayer, gratitude lists, or even soft background sounds like nature recordings help calm their mind. What matters most is that you create a mental signal to your brain that the day is over and it's safe to rest. Now, when you think about it, none of these 6 mistakes are complicated or unusual. Screens, drinks, irregular bedtimes, cluttered environments, skipped routines, heavy meals, and unprocessed worries. These are all little things that add up. They don't just steal your sleep. They steal your energy, your mood, and even your health over time. But the beautiful part is this: every single one of them can be fixed starting tonight with small, gentle adjustments that don't cost a thing. Imagine how different your mornings could feel if you woke up rested instead of groggy. How much more energy you'd have to enjoy your day, whether it's playing with your grandkids, tending to your garden, going for a walk, or simply having the clarity and calm to savor your coffee without feeling drained. Good sleep isn't just about feeling comfortable at night. It's the foundation of independence, longevity, and emotional well-being. After 60, it becomes one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. And here's the truth I want you to carry with you. Your age doesn't mean you have to accept poor sleep as inevitable. Yes, your body changes, and yes, your sleep patterns may be lighter, but with the right habits, you can still enjoy deep, restorative rest. Think of it like fine-tuning a beautiful old instrument. The music is still there, it just takes a little more care to bring it out. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, pick just one of these changes to start with. Maybe you'll turn off the TV an hour earlier. Maybe you'll make your room a little darker and cooler. Maybe you'll keep that light snack handy if hunger strikes. Whatever you choose, notice how your body responds. Over time, these small steps build into powerful habits, and you'll begin to see sleep not as a battle, but as something your body naturally welcomes. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest sleep challenge you've been facing lately? Do you find it's the late night worries, or maybe the screen time, or something else entirely? Share your experience in the comments. I always read them, and you never know who else might be helped by your story. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I share practical, uplifting tips every week to help you stay strong, sharp, and happy at any age. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There's a whole community here cheering you on. So here's to peaceful nights and brighter mornings. May you find rest, energy, and joy in every new day. You deserve it, no matter your age.